Hello, and welcome back. This is Lynn Reilly, author, licensed professional counselor, master energy therapist, and your host of Living Serendipitously. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of my very favorite practices to shake up your energy when you're feeling off or unfocused or down. It is the quickest and most effective way to reconnect with yourself, rebalance your mood, and get you in a state that feels good. We are going to get you to start doing things that bring you joy. It's just that simple. Today, you're going to create a list that brings you joy and commit to doing things on this list. We're going to come up with your personalized joy list. Even generating the ideas can quickly get you out of a funk and change up your thoughts and your focus. Sometimes it actually just feels good to have something to look forward to, and that's what we're going to create for you, a life that feels good. This is the very first activity and one of the strongest commitments in my working book, 30 Days to Me. You can learn more of these simple life-enhancing practices in 30 Days to Me, which can be found on my website, livingwithserendipity.com, along with my children's book, The Secret to Beating the Dragon, as well as through sacredstoriesmedia.com, the fantastic company working with me to support you. So before I first committed to myself in my 30 Days to Me process, I was in a major funk and I did not know what to do with myself. I just felt awful. I sat and cried until I started to breathe again more fully, and I just kept asking the questions of why I kept feeling this way. After I cried and let it all out for a while, I started to breathe again, and I heard my internal instruction of what to do next. It was really clear. It was time to love and support myself the way I had others. I was an excellent caretaker for others and helping them with their needs, but I was actually pretty crummy at addressing my own. I didn't really know how. In order to shift my energy and my habit of putting everyone else's needs first, I had to turn my focus inward and figure out what I was all about. And we hear people say that all the time, look within, look within. And I knew it. I knew that's what I needed to do. But honestly, I didn't really have any clue what that meant. I would look within, like, what do I do? Give me something to look inward. So I didn't know what it looked like. But it seemed like a smart idea. And I got the nudge, the whisper, maybe it was a little louder than a whisper, to make a list of things that I enjoyed doing and actually commit to doing them. It sounded so easy, but I said, okay, I'll try it. So I began to write down things I knew I liked, but also things I wanted to try. I liked long walks in the woods. I liked sitting in cafes writing and reading. I liked spending time with friends and hanging out with my kids. But I wanted to try to do more things on my own, too. I didn't want to be reliant on other people to feel happy and joyous. So I started to go to restaurants by myself and exploring new places, and I kept adding to the list. I would try new foods when I went out, and I'd order a different coffee instead of more of the same. I drove new routes on my way to places I went to frequently to change the scenery and my mindset. I changed up my living space by adding new small pieces or getting rid of the old that was dated. I threw out old clothes, the ones that had been sitting there for years, staring at me, questioning when I was going to put them on again. They didn't suit me anymore. And then I replaced them with a few new items that felt like more of who I was or who I really wanted to be. I bought myself fresh flowers. That was a really big deal, and I was always shocked at how much they made me feel good. And if I only had a few minutes to focus on myself, I would look up inspirational quotes to shift my thoughts or plan out an adventure I'd like to explore. I really like to create, so I let myself generate or search for ideas of crafts or recipes or make a playlist of music that I liked. I like to learn, so I wrote down concepts or people I wanted to learn more about or from. I would sing loudly in the car or watch a movie when my to-do list was really long and I needed a break, and I'd say, all right, forget it. I'm just gonna chill because that is what's going to currently bring me joy. And I just kept adding and committing to what I liked or wanted to try, and found a lot of excitement in doing something different and shaking up my routine, as well as what I thought was for me. I did what brought me joy every single day. And it seemed like such a simple concept, but it felt amazing when I would wake up and think, what am I going to do today that I like to do? It was like a gift. It was like, my birthday or some sort of celebration of every day of what am I going to do that's going to make me happy in some small way. It was awesome. Not only was it fun and exciting, it gave me something to look forward to. Instead of doing what I felt like I had to do, it became doing what I wanted to do. The freedom to do what felt good for me was not only empowering and fun, but it shifted my focus from what I didn't want to what I did want, as well as looking at what I already had and feeling grateful for that. So coupled with the keeping track of good things that were happening around and for me each day, which is I discussed in the first podcast, as well as in 30 Days to Me Working Book Focus, the switch in perspective is a power punch of positivity. That's a lot of P's. That creates a huge internal and external shift of awesomeness. So let's break it down even more because it's even clearer than that. And we're going to talk about why this practice is so great. So every thought that you have creates a chemical reaction in your brain, which creates a physiological reaction in your body. So your body feels it. When you have a thought, your body feels it. When someone tells you something that feels happy, positive, or inspiring, that thought alone generates a shift in your chemistry. You actually feel a calm come over you or an increase in your energy and excitement or what feels like a high. You feel more alive and alert. When someone tells you something sad or alarming or anxiety producing, that thought chemistry will feel completely different. You might feel the energy drain out of you. You might feel down or low or edgy simply by thought alone. So think about it for a minute. If I tell you you are the most interesting person I've ever met and I'm completely inspired by you, how would you feel? Would that elevate your mood? If I told you that you just won $1 million, would you feel a surge of excitement and possibility? Your thoughts dictate that feeling. If I were to tell you you are heartless and being around you makes me despise life, how would you feel? What does that do to your energy? Or if I told you you could no longer spend time with the people you love, that's it. You can't. You're alone forever. What is your immediate response? These are just ingested thoughts. They're not realities, but they create a reaction inside of us. Since each of those thoughts is an energy, the way you take them in will determine your energy and vibration. This is why a change in thought and shift in perspective is so incredibly powerful. When you change your thoughts, you change your chemistry and your energy and your body, and your focus responds. When you do things that bring you joy, you are changing your chemistry directly and your energy to respond differently than the slump that you may have found yourself in. You actually raise your mood and your vibration and the energy you're putting out. By doing something that feels good regularly, you are literally changing your habit into one that doesn't work well for you to one that absolutely does. As you allow yourself to feel good and are filled with joy, it connects you more with yourself and who you really are. Think about how you feel when you feel excitement and happy. The negative stuff bounces off you more and doesn't even make that much of an impact. Just doesn't even impact you as much. That joy energy dominates the icky stuff. And the more connected you feel with yourself, the more you hear your own inner guidance and direction. It's like a clearing of the debris and the noise. It makes your intuition seem even louder and your willingness to follow it even greater. You also become less reliant on what other people think and feel because you begin to trust your own voice and sense. It also increases your self-confidence and decreases your fears of rejection the more that you recognize how awesome you really are and always have been. It just isn't going to bother you as much what other people think. The more you feel filled with yourself, the more you have to give others and spread the joy. That's why when we go into that word of selfish, oh, it's selfish to do things that bring you joy. Oh my gosh, why do we have to use that word as a negative connotation? And if it really feels that uncomfortable, then use the word self-aware. You're not being selfish, you're being self-aware. Or I'm being selfish and that actually supports you when I support myself, because that's just true. Another very cool thing that happens is that you feel good and allow yourself to like you as you are. The people who are around you are also inspired to do the same. And the people who love you don't have to worry about you and feel like your well-being is their responsibility. That's also huge. I distinctly remember my kids telling me I should do the 30 days all over again because I was so happy and it made them happy to see me in such a great place. The people who love us want us to enjoy our lives just as much as we want them to enjoy theirs. And here's the extra special bonus, and it's a big one. Since we are all connected energetically, as you increase your joy and change your energy, you change the energy of those around you as well as the rest of the world, raising your vibration, and the world raises as well. I know. That's a lot of pressure to feel good. But think about it. This is why people are drawn to what makes them feel good and are magnetized to people who say and do and think in a way that feels good. And why we are repelled by people who complain and whine that nothing ever goes right. It doesn't make us feel good. And ultimately, we like to feel good. Which is why today you are going to sit down and write out that list of what brings you joy. What do you like to do? What makes your heart sing? What was something you liked to do as a kid and stopped doing? What is something you said you've always wanted to do but put off? Do that. Make your list with simple ideas that take 10 minutes or less, as well as ones that require planning or a whole day or a week to enjoy. Think of things that make you laugh or you've said, I'd like to do this more, and keep going. Keep adding and keep committing to do what is fun and enjoyable for you. You deserve to feel good, and the rest of us benefit when you feel good. Remember, we like when people we love are happy because we don't have to worry about them. Give your loved ones the gift of seeing you joy-filled and content. That's huge. I find the biggest challenge most people have is when they feel like doing what they enjoy takes away from others. I just can't tell you how much that's not true. It's so important for us to see other people happy. It's just as important for them to see you happy. And it allows you to be more emotionally available to them and their needs when you're doing more for yourself. It only benefits them. And it certainly benefited my kids. It also taught them the value of doing what feels good for ourselves and why that is important. We are role models for the people that we love. Somewhere along the way, many of us were taught to put others first and let ourselves feel neglected and depleted. While it does feel good to do for other people, clearly, it also feels good to receive. And many people feel they have to earn the opportunity to receive. Why? What is it that separates your need for joy than someone else's? Why do they deserve it any more than you do? Again, when you do for yourself, you are doing for others by elevating your mood and your energy and giving more awesomeness in the world than worry, anxiety, sadness, and regret. It's time. It is time to retrain yourself that it is more than okay to do what brings you joy and stop waiting to earn it. It's your life to live in the now, not in the unpredictability of tomorrow. Commit to doing what brings you joy starting today and let it be your focus for the next 30 days. Create a new habit that will do nothing but benefit you. And ask a friend to join you if you want more accountability. Commit with a buddy to help each other with encouragement and support and create even more excitement and ideas of what to focus on. Give both of you or several of you the gift of sustainable joy. Why not? For more of these practices and dig deep understandings of yourself, check out the 30 Days to Me working book on my website, livingwithserendipity.com and sacredstoriesmedia.com. We are all ready for you to feel good. Let's get started right now. Thanks again for listening and joining me today. Congratulations on taking care of you, and we're going to catch you next time on Living Serendipitously with Lynn Reilly.